Hi friends, this is Wendy with Love and Stampin'. Thank you for being here with me today. We are going to use some fun products from different companies. I've got the Blooms of Friendship from Alta New. I've got Christmas Wishes tags and ornaments from Picket Fence. We're going to be using a halo light for the first time from Pear Blossom Press. I think it's the first time I've used one of these. Now I'm questioning myself. The cool thing about these halo lights is it comes with the one lights in the center of the halo light that I'm holding in my left hand there. So you get all these extra lights when you buy this. It's $30 for the pack, but you get 6 lights. You get 2 halo lights and 4 one lights. This is a really good deal. So I would definitely pick one of those up if you need it. We're also going to focus on making wreath cards. So I have some different ideas for you on making a wreath that is a little more spectacular than just a normal old die cut or stamped wreath. We're going to take things to the next level. So I've got some layering circles here from Honeybee Stamps, and I'm going to start by die cutting. This is my little frame that's going to go on the outside of my dome. So I need to die cut in this piece of cardstock. I need to die cut the center first. And what I did is I took my dome and I figured out which circle die cut. These are the shaker domes. I figured out which circle die cut would fit and that would pop through correctly. And then I have my backing there. That's the bigger circle. So you could do this with any layering circle set. I happen to be using the circle from the Christmas Wishes, the larger one, and then the smaller circle is from the layering circles. Here I'm just kind of figuring out where I'm going to position everything to make sure I have enough room. Before we go too much further, I want to make a note that if you want to get any of these supplies, the link is in the description below the video. There's been some confusion about my supply list link. All it says in the link below my video is supply list. And then right next to the word supply list is the link. You click on that link and it's going to open up a visual supply list for you. There's little pictures of every single supply that I use most of the time. If there's one missing, it could be because it's not in stock anymore. For example, the shaker bits that we're going to use from Picket Fence Studios today are no longer available, but they have so many cool shaker bits. So please don't be sad that you can't get these ones. There's tons of other ones to choose from. I love Picket Fence Studios shakers or shaker bits or sequin mixes because they're very unique and I love the container that they come in. So here we have die cut out the first or the only circle we're going to die cut from our panel. And then we're going to use this Honeybee Stamps embossing folder. This is the Snowflakes embossing folder. It's 3D. And we're going to emboss with this. I actually got this embossing folder last year, but it is one of my very favorite embossing folders in my stash. I also have figured out how to use a 3D embossing folder in my Anna Griffin Empress. If I do a clear plate and a rubber mat, the rubber mat that it comes with, and then the embossing folder, it works like a champ every time. No clear plate on top. I just run it through like that. Here's my fun halo light. One of the things that I find when I'm creating any cards with lights is I can't resist continually pushing the button and lighting it up. This is just something I don't know, I just am kind of obsessed with doing. There's a clear protective film on top of the dome, so you want to remove that so that you get a nice clear dome when you're putting this together. And then I'm going to use my glue out of my precision glue press. It's Nuvo glue to glue this dome to the back of this. Now, if I wasn't doing a whole bunch of layering of things together, I probably wouldn't do this. But because I'm going to layer a whole bunch of stuff together, it kind of smushes it all and it's fine. Because this is a plastic surface and I'm gluing it to a metal surface, this glue probably isn't the best choice, but I didn't want to deal with a bunch of finicky bits trying to get adhesive on the back of this. Okay, now that this set up and dried a little, I'm going to, and I've put I've peeled off the backing from this dome. I'm going to add my shaker bits. You see that I almost forgot to add my shaker bits. Would that be a travesty or what if I glued that all in place and hadn't added my shaker bits? Oh my God. So here we're going to open this and try not to make a total mess. And it's so beautiful. Isn't it so beautiful? And then we're just going to drop it in. Now, I made a little mistake. Before I took my adhesive backing off of my dome, what I should have done is taken an embossing powder tool and run it in the inside of this dome so that all these sequins would not stick to the front of the dome. Did not think to do that until after the fact, and then it was too late because my adhesive backing had been removed. You know, do what I say, not what I do, friends. Learn from my mistakes. So I'm going to go ahead and add this in. And then I can use my little die cut piece to cover the backing. And now we have a complete shaker piece. So now, and it lights up, How cool is this? Okay, so now, I don't know why I'm whispering. I feel like, this is a best kept secret or something. So now I am going to be able to build this. So I've got some poppy cardstock from Cranford and 9th. Listen, when I told you we're using a lot of stuff from a lot of companies, I was not lying. I mean, we run the gamut in this video, okay? We got Trinity stamps coming up. We're showcasing everybody. So I'm going to hold this light in place, and then I'm going to trace where this light is with my pencil so that I will be 100% certain it goes in the right spot when I go to adhere it down. So I'm going to add adhesive to the back of this. I'm going to use 1/8 of an inch. Oh, lies. I lied. I thought I was using my 1/8 of an inch. I'm going to use my precision glue press and glue this in place. Remember, we have paper on the back of there now. So now we're gluing paper to paper. It'll stick fabulously. The next step is going to be adding that amazing, world famous double-sided tape, foam tape to this panel. Okay, you're like, what are you talking about with the foam tape? I've said it in videos before. If you're not into interactive cards, if you're not into light up cards, you have no interest. That's okay. We get it. However, Pear Blossom Press sells this foam tape. It's slightly thicker than other foam tapes. It comes in a nice big roll. That was my dog coughing. Okay. Can't make it through a video without a dog doing something. Making sure before I adhere everything down that it sticks. This foam tape is repositionable for 24 hours. I almost said 42. 24 hours. So if I didn't get this in the right spot, I could just pull all this up and fix it and put it back down. It's magic. I don't know how they did this, but it's incredible. After 24 hours, it's solid. It will not come off. So just saying, it's $19.99 for a roll of this. And I've been using the same roll since I started making light up cards, which has been a long while now, months and months. So if you remember, I put the smaller circle and the bigger circle together and cut this piece of foil. And now I'm just laying it around this little dome. Truth be told, when I get this whole thing built with all of these bits and pieces, I probably didn't need to do that. These these aren't twigs. What are these called? Swags? Nope. Leaves? Nope. Pine needles? I don't know. You tell me. These are stamped in the color Clover from Cranford and 9th, and they are die cut. and they are from the stamp set Christmas Wishes, Tags, and Ornaments from Picket Fence Studios, along with this sentiment. Now, I originally thought I would go around and put trees all over this wreath, and I decided I didn't like it. So I grabbed some of my honeybee pearl thingies, embellishments. I think these are the vintage pearls. And I added those all around the wreath. And I love how this card came together. It's fun, it's interactive, and I added my little push directional button there. And this card is finished. That easy. It was not difficult at all. I think that people get really intimidated by the lights. You should not. If you have not tried the lights, please try them. You will be amazed at how simple it is to put these together. So there is our first interactive wreath card. Okay, let's move on to our second one. This uses the Blooms of Friendship stamp set from Altenew. And this stamp set was from the Cozy Comfort Retreat last year. And they didn't have it available for a really long time for purchase. So I didn't use it because people tend to get a little irritated when I use products that they can't purchase. Now let's talk about something while I'm stamping and coloring, okay? Let's talk about my nails. Yeah, I've changed nail colors since the first card because it took me days to make this video. Broken bits here and there. You might also notice the shape of my nails is different. My entire life, I have done the square nail, right? The square point, the square tip. When I do my nails, I decided to try the almond shape. I'm new to this. I don't know how I feel about it. Frankly, looking at it in the video, it doesn't even look like that big of a difference from, you probably wouldn't have even noticed if I didn't point it out to you. I am on the verge of going back to just going and getting my nails done with acrylics. Like I go through this. I go through this where I don't get tired of painting my own nails, but I feel inadequate with my abilities to like shape them and stuff like that. So anyway, all of that is to say, I'm not sure how I feel about this shape. You guys let me know what you think. Is it something they need to grow a little. They're a little short because I had to file them from square to point. So there wasn't as much nail to work with. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to work on that. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Might come back in the next video and they'll just all be chopped off. I don't know. So anyway, I do love the color though. The color is a very fun fall vibe. And my previous color was kind of like my little Halloween nail look. So anyhow, here we are. There's a good shot of the nails. Kind of just looks like witch fingers with pointy nails, doesn't it? I have the wrinkliest fingers, y'all. I do. I come by it honest. My grandmama and my mama and my aunties, they all have the wrinkly skin fingers. Anyway, I digress. Here at the beginning of this coloring of this swag that's going to go on our card, I left it in real time just for a second here because I wanted you to see how slow I color. Why would I want you to see that? Because I don't want you to think that people who do coloring can color that fast. They can't. They don't. It takes time. So I really wanted you to see that. I wanted you to see how slow it was. Could you imagine if everybody who does coloring videos left their coloring at normal speed? We would be, first of all, I'm going to tell you, this video was 2 hours and 28 minutes long before I edited it. Yes. 2 hours and 28 minutes. That's a record for me. Okay, let's talk about this little circle shape card because you didn't see me die cut this out. This is the donut shape from Trinity Stamps. And it's just one die cut and you run it through and then you have this cute little circle card. And then look there's our second wreath. Now, the second one isn't really interactive, but it's a fun shape, right? So we're going to count it. We're going to count it today because It's Monday when you're watching this, and on Mondays we count any effort as an A, don't we? Okay, so we've got the Happy Pie Day. This is from, this one is, what is this called? It's in the link. Both of these stamps are from Trinity. So I did a video haul where I told you guys about meeting Tanisa from Trinity Stamps. Absolutely lovely woman. Let me tell you, Amanda from Pear Blossom Press is friends with Tanisa, and I just want to thank both of them because I'm pretty sure they had a little chit chat, and Amanda let Tanisa know that I was a worthy fella and that, I would do right by her. So anyway, all of that is to say, I'm really thankful for both of them. They are really sweet people and just great companies. So if you're going to spend your dollars this holiday season on any stamping for yourself, I want you to consider shopping the smaller companies first. These are great companies, and they are not as big as, some of the other companies out there. I'm not going to name names, right? We're just not going to do that. I'm not trying to be ugly here. I'm trying to just say the industry as a whole is struggling. Okay. We all know that. You've heard people talk about it. Justine Hovey did a great video regarding that. We get that you have to use products from your stash right now. Times are tough. Everybody understands. Everyone's in the same boat. We're all just in the same boat, rowing it together, trying to get by. But if you have expendable income and you're like, I'm going to buy a few stamps this holiday season, maybe for some of your crafty friends, maybe you just need a Christmas present for yourself, where you just buy all the things, wrap them up, and tell your significant other that, hey, this is what you bought me for Christmas. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I think that's perfectly appropriate. I've done it. We've all done it. Okay. If you're in that situation, think about placing an order with some of these smaller companies. I say that with a little bit of hesitation, only because every company is deserving of our dollars that works so darn hard, right? But I just know these smaller guys, every order that comes in, they're excited about. And I know what that feels like, because every time I check my reports and I see that one of you guys has placed an order, because I can see when you order through my links. Okay. So I don't know who it is, but I know that it's happened. And I get excited. So I can't imagine how they must feel. And of course, it also lets them know that you saw it on my video when you use my links. There's all that too. But anyway, we're just all in this together. We want to keep the card making industry alive, and we're all just trying to do our part, right? So for this card, this is probably my favorite card. I'm not going to lie. I love pie. I love coffee. This card is just everything. I die cut this hexagon from the gold foil out of Hero Arts hexagon dies. See, another company. We just got a whole list. And then I'm going to arrange these little bits and pieces here how I want them for this, what we're going to call non-standard wreath. Okay, it's a hexagon, it's not a circle. We're going to put it on an easel, make it a pop-up type situation, and it'll just have a fun little interaction. Here's what I didn't know, and you're going to learn. This is press and seal that you see me using, okay? So the press and seal technique is really cool because you hinge it and then you just glue the bits down that you want to glue down, and then you peel it away. Look what happens when I peel it away. Darn it all. It pulled off some of my gold foil. What the heck, yo? I was pretty upset. So then I put dimensionals on the back, and I came up with a way to fix that little oopsie doopsie boo boo head we had there. Then I couldn't remember how I arranged my danged old hexagon. So what I ended up doing is just adding another cup of coffee. Because, is another cup of coffee in our day ever a bad thing? No. So I'm going to bring down this twine that you saw me put on this, because this is where we're going to like tie a little bow, like it's a hanging wreath. And then we are going to adhere this down, and then we're going to pull this up, and it'll be caught underneath. And then we're going to add a little bow. We're going to tie a little bow, and we're going to add that to the top of the wreath. And we're going to add a coffee cup. And this is just going to be the cutest darn card you ever did see. I background stamped with that big giant stamp. You saw me do that in the Misty. That was a little trick I was showing you there. I stamped off also. So I stamped it once on scrap paper and then stamped it again. So it's just a very faint, light pattern in the background of all those little coffee cups and mugs. I want to know how many of you have a coffee mug problem. Whether you're a tea drinker or a coffee drinker, do you have a mug problem? I have a mug problem. I want all the mugs. I do not have room for all the mugs. I live in a I have a teeny little kitchen. It's not very big at all. I don't have room for all the mugs. So my husband made a rule for me a while back. And he said, every time you get a new mug, you got to get rid of an old one. Do you know that stinker stopped me from buying mugs? Because now I'm down to all the ones I love. I can't get rid of any of them now. And then when I get one for Christmas or something, or somebody gives me one, I feel like that doesn't count. I can't, that doesn't count. I didn't do that. I shouldn't have to get rid of a mug if somebody else bought me a new mug. You know what I'm saying? That just feels wrong. I think I should get to keep the mug that was purchased for me, plus all the mugs in the cupboard that I've whittled down to my favorites. I have this one, you guys, that's Jiminy Cricket's head. It is the cutest mug ever. I got it at Disneyland. I wish I would have bought more in like the different characters. I only bought Jiminy Cricket. I just love Jiminy Cricket. He made me so happy when I was a kid. So there we go. We added our bow. Now we're going to do a little scoring. We're going to score at 2 3/4, and we scored at 5.5. That makes this a easel card. Okay. So we're only going to put glue on the bottom of this panel. We don't want to glue this above the fold because we want it to easel up like this. We've die cut the sentiments, Happy Thanksgiving for the inside. And then we have some extra little bits that we're going to add to the inside, pie and coffee. And that will act as our stand for our easel. So when we do that, it kind of hooks, wishing you a fulfilling holiday. So cute. So we've got a Thanksgiving card, a friendship card, and a Christmas card. And they are all very unique. They're all wreaths. This one lights up. I'll do it 150 times because it just makes me happy every single time I do it. And then we got our shape card, and then we've got our fun easel card here. I hope you make one of these cards, any one of them. It doesn't have to be the same, but I hope one of them inspired you to do something fun and festive and make a wreath of your own kind. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. There's 2 more here if you want to watch them. Subscribe, like this video, share it with a friend. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.